Here we are, I am back. I am going to be doing a few things on the airboat. I did a few things already, not on camera, such as redoing the water separator. This is the original water separator. I put new fittings, new filter, and new paint on it, on the housing. This thing looked like trash before, and now looks like a brand new water separator. And also, I put my electric fuel pump on the other side because I am not running a fuel pump, manual fuel pump on that engine. So went with the electric fuel pump. Right now, it seems like I have a clog in the line going to the main fuel tank. So I'm thinking about blowing some compressed air because to see if it'll clear it up, to see what's going on. And there is a little bit of old gas that I want to drain before I put new fuel into the engine. So this is the oil pressure gauge that I bought. The old one does work, but for 18 bucks, why not buy a new one so it looks a lot better? So I'm hoping that the line that feeds into the oil pressure gauge fits directly on here, and it should, because there's a lot of fittings on here, so I should make it work. So let's see if this goes well. So after opening this up, I looked at the fittings. It is not going to work well. I could probably make it work. I would have to go get a fitting, but I'm going to see if I could buy a gauge with a fitting that's already going to work. But if they come standard with that type of fitting on there, that small fitting, I'm just gonna go get an adapter that will go into here, and that will solve my problem. So I kind of do want a better gauge, because when I took this thing out, it's a little cheap compared to this one, which is actually pretty well built. So I'm gonna see what they have. So it looks like I'm gonna have to return this gauge, because apparently you're only supposed to use this tube type fitting for the feed line, and what I have on the airboat is a braided line, and apparently there's another gauge that has the same exact fitting on the back that I need. So I'm gonna return this back to Advance Auto, and I'm either going to buy mine online or maybe at the parts store. I'm not sure, but probably online, because it's most likely cheaper than in stores. So I brought my truck over because I could hook up an air hose to my air compressor. I have an ARB air compressor. I forgot what model it is, but it will do just fine to try to blow some air through the fuel line. So I'll give that a shot, and hopefully it clears whatever is in that fuel line. So this method actually worked really good, and I could actually blow through here. I guess I don't know, maybe old fuel or something, I have no clue, but there's something blocking the fuel line. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pump whatever fuel is in there, and we'll see what it looks like. So what I have hooked up is, this is the main fuel line going to the gas tank. I have an elbow on here, basically just the fuel going to my fuel pump, and that's going to be going directly to my 3-gallon canister. So we'll keep you updated on how much fuel comes out approximately, and we'll see what it looks like. So we got the old fuel coming out. It's pretty yellow, and it kind of smells. So gonna get all that out right now, and well, hopefully there isn't too much in there. I believe that gas can, the guy told me, is a 12-gallon tank, and there she is, sits right in here. Doesn't sound like there's too much fuel in there, so I'll just let that thing run for a little bit. So all the gas is pretty much out of the gas tank, and it was about 2 gallons of fuel in there. Wasn't too much fuel, I knew that from the beginning, but at least it's all gone now, and I could start hooking up my fuel line to my water separator and running all this. So I'm glad that's already over with. So what I'm doing today is I'm actually sanding the deck with very low grit sandpaper, and I'm just doing it to roughen up the surface because I'm going to be spraying bed liner spray on here. So I'm just gonna do the whole deck, and hopefully I could tape it off in time and spray it today. So we'll see how things go. I just finished up pretty much sanding and scuffing the whole top of the airboat deck. That's pretty much ready to go. Right now I'm cleaning the storage compartment It's pretty nasty in there. I'm thinking about removing the battery box and laying like a rubber mat on the bottom, so it helps absorb some of the impact when you're driving this airboat at high speeds, you know, if you have some stuff in there. So I'm gonna get that cleaned and I'll keep you guys updated. After cleaning the storage compartment, I didn't really clean up too well. It's still honestly a little ugly. And I was thinking to myself, I have paint left over from the Rust-Oleum stuff that I used to paint the trailer. And this stuff worked really well. So I'm gonna actually put some Rust-Oleum paint. I'll paint it with my brush and roller, and you know, I'll use up the leftover stuff I have from my trailer. So you should clean up really nice after I paint that, and it's going to be gloss black, so it's going to match the cage and trailer and whatnot. It'll be nice when you open it up. So what you're looking at is the airboat. It's finally taped off and it's ready to be sprayed. I already cleaned the top deck with acetone, so it's pretty much ready to be painted right now. This took about a couple hours. It was kind of a pain because, you know, you had to tape a lot of small things, this and that, covering everything, covering the trailer. But let me show you the stuff I'm going to be using. I have my air compressor hose out here, I have my pressure regulator, and I noticed online a lot of people usually spray at about 60 to 80 psi, so we'll see how it feels when I spray. But this is the stuff I bought. It's Raptor liner, and this is the brown that it's gonna look when I spray it. So I'm just gonna mix it up and I'm gonna spray it, so hopefully this goes well. So here I'm going to actually get my color out of here. Use my razor blade to cut the package. We want to squeeze the color in there. And then now we're gonna get our hardener. Gonna get our measuring cup, open this, fill it up to the line here, just 8 fluid ounces. And all you do now is pour it in and just shake it, and it's ready to go. So I just finished putting the bed liner spray on the deck. It's been about 30 minutes and it's already tacky, so I'm gonna start removing all the tape. And in person, this thing looks sweet. I really like the color. I just can't wait until I take all this tape off and you know, see how it actually looks with everything off, because I have to take that off later. But it's looking good so far. It came out pretty good. This is my first time actually spraying bed liner, and it was actually fairly easy to do. So this is how it came out. It actually came out looking really good. This is dry to the touch already, but I looked online and this takes I think it said 3 to 4 days for light duty. If you actually sprayed this in your bed, you want to put light stuff in there, but 5 to 7 days to fully cure and to be hardened. So I do have to wait about 7 days. I'm going to wait before I actually stand on it, because I have to do a few more things. So I am going to upload this video. I know I didn't do much, but I know a lot of people want to see more updates on this airboat. So here it is. This is what I did. Looking really good. What I need to do next is I'm gonna polish the side. I don't know if anyone knows any good products that I could buy, like a Home Depot or an auto parts store. I am gonna polish all the sides, and I'm gonna temp the rudders also. Hopefully that goes well. I've never done it before, but I've seen some videos on people polishing aluminum, and it doesn't look that bad. And I also have to buy a new oil pressure gauge, because the one I bought before wasn't the right one. New switches, hook up my fuel line. I'm missing a clamp on there, my lights, and it's pretty much done. So stay tuned for more videos on this airboat. It's very close to being done, so stay tuned.